5 events that happened after Jesus died. Powerful earthquake occurred. Nature dramatically responded to the death of Jesus with a powerful earthquake, as described in the Gospel of Matthew. The earth shook and rocks split apart, indicating the profound impact of the crucifixion. This seismic event was not just a natural phenomenon, but a divine sign, underscoring the cosmic significance of the Son of God's death on the cross. 2. The tombs were opened and the dead raised. Matthew also records a remarkable event not mentioned in the other Gospels. The tombs were opened, and many saints, righteous people who had died, were raised to life. After Jesus' resurrection, these resurrected saints left their tombs, entered Jerusalem, and appeared to many people. While earthquakes can cause physical damage, the resurrection of these saints was a supernatural act of God, symbolizing Jesus' victory over death and foreshadowing the hope of eternal life for believers. 3. The temple veil was torn in two. Matthew 27:50-51 describes how, at the moment of Jesus' death, the veil of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. This veil separated the Holy of Holies from the rest of the temple, symbolizing the barrier between God and humanity. Its tearing signified that through Jesus' sacrificial death, a new way was opened for believers to approach God directly. As explained in the book of Hebrews, this event marked the end of the Old Covenant and the beginning of a new, direct relationship with God through Jesus. 4. Darkness covered the land. From noon until 3 p.m., darkness enveloped the land, as recorded in Matthew 27:45. This supernatural darkness, occurring during the brightest part of the day, fulfilled the prophecy in Amos 8:9 and served as a sign of mourning and divine judgment. The darkness highlighted the gravity of Jesus' crucifixion, emphasizing that it was not just an execution, but a profound, world-changing event. 5. A Roman centurion acknowledged Jesus' divinity. Witnessing the earthquake and other extraordinary events surrounding Jesus' death, the Roman centurion in charge of the execution was filled with awe and proclaimed, "Truly, this was the Son of God." Matthew 27:50. This declaration, coming from a seasoned soldier familiar with death, underscored the unique and divine nature of Jesus' crucifixion. The centurion's recognition of Jesus' innocence and divine identity shows the far-reaching impact of the events he witnessed. These extraordinary occurrences testify to the unique acts of God in human history, affirming the truth of the gospel and the transformative power of Christ's love. The crucifixion of Jesus changed everything, offering redemption and a new relationship with God. The crucifixion of Jesus, unveiling the aftermath. In the history of the world, few events have had as profound an impact as the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. His death was not only a moment of deep sorrow and sacrifice, but also a catalyst for a series of miraculous occurrences that affirmed his divine nature. Here are 5 significant events that took place immediately after Jesus' death, highlighting the divine response to this monumental moment. 1. The earthquake, nature's response to the divine. As Jesus took his last breath, the earth reacted with a powerful earthquake, as recorded in Matthew 27:51. The earth shook, rocks split. This seismic event was more than a natural occurrence. It was a divine sign, a testament to the significance of Jesus' death. The earthquake's timing and intensity marked it as a supernatural event, signaling that something extraordinary had happened. 2. The opening of the tombs, resurrection of the saints. Following the earthquake, many holy people's tombs were opened and they were raised to life. According to Matthew 27:52-53, these resurrected saints entered Jerusalem and appeared to many people. This unique event emphasized the victory over death achieved by Jesus' sacrifice. The resurrection of these saints served as a precursor to the greater resurrection promised to all believers, demonstrating that Jesus' death had opened the way to eternal life. 3. The tearing of the temple veil, breaking the barrier between God and humanity. The tearing of the temple veil at the moment of Jesus' death is one of the most symbolic events recorded in Matthew 27:50-51. The veil, which separated the Holy of Holies from the rest of the temple, represented the barrier between God and people. Its tearing from top to bottom signified that this barrier was removed, allowing direct access to God. This act symbolized the new covenant established through Jesus' sacrificial death, offering believers the opportunity to approach God freely. 4. Darkness over the land, cosmic sign of mourning and judgment. From noon to 3 p.m., darkness covered the entire land, as described in Matthew 27:45. This supernatural darkness was a cosmic sign, fulfilling Amos 8:9's prophecy, symbolizing mourning and divine judgment. Darkness underscored the gravity of Jesus' crucifixion, marking it as a pivotal moment in history. It was as if all of creation mourned the death of its creator. 5. The Centurion's revelation, recognizing the Son of God. The Roman centurion overseeing Jesus' crucifixion, along with his soldiers, was profoundly impacted by the events he witnessed. Matthew 27:54 records their reaction. When the centurion and those with him who were guarding Jesus saw the earthquake and all that had happened, they were terrified and exclaimed, "Surely he was the Son of God." This acknowledgement from a Roman officer, hardened by years of service, underscores the transformative power of Jesus' death. His recognition of Jesus as the Son of God highlighted the universal impact of the crucifixion, reaching even those far removed from Jesus' followers. Conclusion. Profound impact of Jesus' death. The events following Jesus' crucifixion were not mere historical footnotes, but powerful testimonies to the divine significance of his death. The earthquake, opening of the tombs, the tearing of the temple veil, the darkness over the land, and the centurion's revelation each affirmed Jesus' identity as the Son of God and the transformative power of his sacrifice. Through these events, the barriers between God and humanity were removed. Victory over death was declared, and the path to eternal life was open. Jesus' death marked the beginning of a new era, an era of grace, redemption, and hope for all who believe. A lesson from the crucifixion: power of sacrifice and redemption. The crucifixion of Jesus Christ is a cornerstone of Christian faith, symbolizing immense suffering, sacrifice, and the promise of redemption. Beyond its religious implications, this event holds profound lessons for humanity, resonating with people of all faiths and backgrounds. The aftermath of Jesus' death, marked by extraordinary occurrences, provides a deep understanding of the power of sacrifice, reality of divine justice, and the hope of new beginnings. By exploring these themes, we can draw valuable lessons applicable to our lives today. The power of sacrifice. One of the most compelling aspects of the crucifixion is the ultimate sacrifice Jesus made for humanity. According to Christian belief, Jesus, the Son of God, willingly accepted a painful and humiliating death to atone for the sins of the world. This act of self-sacrifice demonstrates a love that transcends human understanding, one that is unconditional, boundless, and pure. In the modern world, where self-interest often takes precedence, the concept of sacrifice can seem foreign or even impractical. However, the story of Jesus' crucifixion teaches us that true love often requires sacrifice. Whether it's sacrificing time, resources, or personal desires, putting others before oneself is a powerful act that can lead to profound changes. The crucifixion reminds us that there is strength in vulnerability and power in selflessness. Jesus' willingness to lay down his life teaches us that genuine love is not self-serving, but self-giving, the reality of divine justice. The supernatural events following Jesus' death, earthquake, the tearing of the temple veil, the opening of tombs, and the darkness over the land, signify a divine reaction to injustice. These occurrences symbolize that Jesus' death was not an ordinary event, but a cosmic turning point that held profound spiritual significance. The tearing of the temple veil, in particular, represents the removal of the barrier between God and humanity, indicating that through Jesus' sacrifice, a new path to God was established. The darkness that covered the land during Jesus' crucifixion serves as a powerful metaphor for divine judgment. It was as if creation itself mourned the injustice inflicted upon an innocent man, a sign that God's justice prevails even in the darkest of times. This event teaches us that while human systems of justice may fail, divine justice is ultimately inescapable. The acknowledgement by the Roman centurion, "Surely he was the Son of God," illustrates that truth and justice have a way of revealing themselves, even to those who might initially be complicit in wrongdoing. In our lives, this lesson encourages us to seek justice and truth, knowing that ultimately, fairness and righteousness will prevail. It reminds us to stand up against injustice, to be voices for the voiceless, and to trust that in the end, good will triumph over evil. The hope of new beginnings. Perhaps the most significant lesson from the aftermath of the crucifixion is the hope of new beginnings. The resurrection of the saints, who left their tombs and entered Jerusalem, serves as a powerful symbol of rebirth, renewal. This event illustrates the transformative power of Jesus' sacrifice, power that extends beyond death itself. It offers the hope of resurrection and eternal life, all who believe. This theme of renewal is further emphasized by the tearing of the temple veil, which symbolizes the opening of a new relationship between God and humanity. No longer separated by sin, humanity is invited into a direct, personal relationship with God. This new covenant signifies that no matter how great our past mistakes or sins, redemption is possible. Jesus' death and resurrection offer the promise that we can be forgiven, that we can start anew, and that there is always hope for a better future. In a broader sense, this message of hope and renewal is vital for our world today. It reminds us that we are never beyond redemption, that every end can be a new beginning, and that with faith and determination, we can overcome any obstacle. The story of Jesus' crucifixion and the events that followed challenge us to view our struggles and hardships as opportunities for growth and transformation. It inspires us to believe that no matter how dark our circumstances may seem, there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. Embracing forgiveness. Another profound lesson from the crucifixion is the power of forgiveness. Jesus' words on the cross, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing," echo the sentiment of divine forgiveness, even in the face of extreme cruelty. This act of forgiving those who were in the process of taking his life exemplifies the radical nature of Jesus' message, one that calls for forgiveness even towards one's enemies. Forgiveness is often seen as a sign of weakness, but the crucifixion teaches us that it is, in fact, profound strength. Forgiving others liberates us from the chains of anger, resentment, and bitterness. It allows us to move forward, heal, and to restore relationships. Jesus' example encourages us to practice forgiveness in our own lives, understanding that it is a pathway to peace and reconciliation. In a world filled with conflict, hatred, and division, the message of forgiveness is more relevant than ever. It challenges us to let go of grudges, to mend broken relationships, and to foster a spirit of compassion and understanding. By embracing forgiveness, we mirror the love and mercy that Jesus demonstrated on the cross. A universal message of love. Ultimately, the crucifixion story is a testament to the universal power of love. Jesus' willingness to endure unimaginable suffering for the sake of others reflects a love that knows no bound. This love is inclusive, extending to all people, regardless of race, nationality, or social status. It is a love that breaks down barriers, heals wounds, and brings hope to the hopeless. This message of love transcends religious and cultural boundaries. It speaks to the heart of what it means to be human, our need for connection, compassion, and for understanding. The crucifixion teaches us that love is the most powerful force in the universe, capable of overcoming even the greatest of evil. Conclusion. Living the lessons of the crucifixion. The events following the crucifixion of Jesus Christ offer profound lessons for humanity. They teach us about the power of sacrifice, the reality of divine justice, the hope of new beginnings, the importance of forgiveness, and the universal nature of love. These lessons are not confined to the pages of history or the walls of churches. They are timeless truths that apply to our lives today. By embracing these lessons, we can become agents of change in our world. We can choose to live selflessly, to seek justice, to hold on to hope, practice forgiveness, and to love unconditionally. The crucifixion challenges us to rise above our selfish desires, confront injustice with courage, and to spread a message of hope and love to all. In doing so, we honor the sacrifice of Jesus and affirm the transformative power of the cross. We become living testimonies to the truth of the gospel, demonstrating that the love of Christ can indeed change the world. If you found this content valuable, please support me by subscribing so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Together, we can enlighten more minds and expand our understanding. Thank you for being here, and may God bless you.